Welcome once again to another episode of your favorite repairman and all the stuff that he does. Today we are working on a Cabrio dryer. It has a dead heating element in it, and I'm going to show you how to get into this thing real quick and easy. So here we go. Alright, so here's the dryer. As you see, it's like a typical Cabrio. Now, you're going to need 3 different screwdrivers for this thing. One's going to be a 1/4-inch nut driver. 2 is going to be a Phillips head screwdriver. 3 is going to be a number 25 Torx bit driver, because Whirlpool can't seem to figure out one set of screws is all you really need, but they wanted to be difficult and use all 3 in putting this thing together. So what you're going to want to do, first off, you got 1 screw there. Go over here, you got 1 screw there, and that's going to take off your first panel. Once you get that out of the way, then there's going to be a few more screws to deal with. So as you can see, right up here, we have 1, 2 Torx bits, and then you get down here and you got a Phillips there and a Phillips there. Now, with the Cabrios, what you got to remember is once you get down here, let's see if we can actually see that a little bit. Once you get down here, you got 1 1/4-inch there, 1 1/4-inch there, which is, this one's missing it, or it's back behind it, 1, 2, we'll figure it out here in a minute. Then 1 over there. Now typically that one and this one over here, those are the ones that you want to use whenever you're putting your panel back in place. You can actually set the panel on there, then put it on, and then we can go from there. Let me get these panels off and I'll be right back with you. Okay. Once you get those 2 screws off that corner there and that corner there, take your hand, give it a push. There's 1 clip there, 1 clip there. Once you get off the clips, then the whole top can actually rotate up. So now we got the top rotated up. We got the drum exposed. Now, you see all these screws here. A lot of people try to, just take off a couple and call it done. Well, here's the ones you're going to take off. You're going to remove that one. You're going to remove that one. You're going to leave that one. Leave that one. Leave that one. Leave that one. Get that one and get that one. And yes, you can look. That's a Torx bit that we see right there. 2 more right there. For a total of 4 to get this off. Now don't forget, you also got those ones on the front panel too that you're also going to have to get out of the way, along with the ones down at the bottom on the 1/4-inch. Once you got all that out of the way, it'll pop right up. Okay, so we got 2 connectors unconnected there. That little guy right there goes to the LED. Now we got 6 more screws to pull out, get the front bulkhead out of the way. Then we're going to get the drum out of the way. Now typically what I like to do is I'll have a place off to the side, and I will definitely sit there and get all the screws in order, and I'll put my bit with it as well, especially in a situation like this. If I have 3 different types of screws that I'm going to be using, I'll just kind of group the bit along with the screws, and we'll call it that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves down here and have ourselves a little peek. We got 1 screw there, 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 and there. Also, we got 1 down here, 1 up there. Be sure to get all the screws. Alright, so I got the bulkhead out of the way. Now, you see these little slots here, right there? What you're going to do is you're going to lift that guy up and out your rollers. See, you got 1 here and 1 over there. They sit into the seam here. So as you're going to pull out, you might have to stick your hand underneath there, kind of lift a little bit to get it out, but it's no big deal. Also, let's not forget this little connector right here goes onto the plug right here at the bulkhead. And we do that, we're good. Now we just got to disconnect the belt and get the drum out of the way, and then we'll have the element exposed and we can get going with this repair. Alright, so now the drum's out of the way. We have the heating element assembly right here. Of course, you got the motor, tensioner pulley, rear rollers, rear bulkhead, all that fun stuff. This is your thermal safety fuse. This is your operating thermistor. We have cyclic thermostat, and we also have a thermal safety, and also attached to the element itself here. So now we got all this apart. Let's go ahead and do a quick double check and get right back to it. Okay, so we got the meter out, and we'll have a whole different video of how to actually use a meter, because I know some of y'all out there have no clue on how to do that. But you know what? I'm going to take care of that. I will show you. Okay, so over here like that, to where we can actually see what's going on. And I'm going to give this a little tilt so you can keep an eye on that. Now, if you're doing continuity and your meter's showing 1, it means you got an open circuit. But if you take your 2 terminals here when you got it set up, do like that, you get your tone, wait till it gets to all zeros. That just recalibrated your meter for that particular setting. So what you do is you go over here, take a plug off. That way you got one plug on, one plug off. This is the fast way to check them. You just put one probe up here on this piece, one probe down here on this piece, and as you can see, we still have a 1, which means we have an open element. Just so happens we have the element. So what we're going to do is get all the rest of the wires off of here, and we'll pull the old element out and show you where the break is at and go from there. Okay, one more tool, 1/4" wrench, and I'm going to show you why. All right, you got one mounting screw here, and there's a mounting screw right here that is up under. Well, as you can see, getting the Makita in there ain't going to happen. So break out this little guy here, and then just clear things out a little bit, put the box end on it, undo it. It's not going to take long, usually just a few turns, and really get to the point where you just use your fingers and unscrew it. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so get that one out of the way. Set it off to the side. Make sure all your connectors are undone. Now, if you have one of those moments of getting overzealous and you panic of, oh my God, where did the wires go? As you can see, they all kind of laid down where they're supposed to go. You know, these 3 will go there, and these 2 will go here, and of course these 2 will go over here. So as long as you're paying attention, there's no need to panic. It'll be just fine. Let's get this element out. Alright, so there's a screw that goes right here that actually holds the element itself in place. Once you get that bracket off, which sits right there, you know, you got it all ready to go and pull out and all that good stuff. What I usually do, typically I'm doing this with, I don't have to do it one-handed, but today I'm doing it one-handed. That's all you do, you just pull it out. And the new one's going to slide right in. Just remove that's our new element there in the box. We're going to have a little inspection on this guy and see where we can find the brake at. Where is the brake? Just kind of move around. It's not on that side. Let's flip around to this side. And get there we go. Found it. Right there. Let's put it there, that way you guys can actually see a little bit better. There we go. That's where the brake's at, right there. Open element. That'll definitely cause problems. So set it off to the side. Now let's see, what does a new element supposed to look like? How about we yank this one out of the box and find out? There we go. So now, that is your new element. Nice and shiny and bright, and well, guess what? It ain't gonna stay like that long. So get your housing, and what you do is just set her down in there like that. There are 2 channels that it goes down. So you got one there, all the way down, and get to where the little hole here lines up. Typically you'll see it right about there. And that takes care of that. Now, your new element's in place. It's just a matter of going in reverse to put it all back together. So I will see you here in a moment. Okay, heater box is back in place. Got that all set. Did a little bit of cleanup down there, getting rid of the majority of that was on the floor plate. So still got all of our stuff here. Now we're just going to put everything back together and give it a test and make sure it all works and call this thing done. One thing I should mention is the belt. Something I haven't addressed yet. Now, the belt, when you're actually doing it up, is going to go in front of the tension pulley and then come back behind, go over the motor shaft, and then under. So your grooved bits are actually going to go over the motor shaft, and they will be in front of your tensioner pulley, or it should be. I feel that real quick. Yep, they're in front of your tensioner pulley. They go around the back there. Hey, man, let me grab my light. That way you can see what I'm talking about here. All right. So shine the light back there. You can actually see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, the belt goes in front of the pulley, and then goes over the motor shaft like that, and then down. It's super easy to actually get figured out and put it in place proper. If you've never done it before, it may take you a time or two to get it, but you will indeed get it. Do not get frustrated. It will go on there. Sometimes it'll go on beautifully. Sometimes a little, not so much. But anyway, let's get back to the reassembly. All right, so when you're putting the screws back into the bulkhead, remember, 4 of them are going to be nice and long. Well, 5 of them are going to be nice and long. 1 of them is going to be nice and short. That short one is going to go here. The reason why, that's your blower housing back in the back. So if you put a long screw there, you're going to hear this god-awful scraping sound that's going to make you wonder what happened. You're going to have to tear this thing all back down again just to get to that 1 screw. So save yourself some time and aggravation. And remember, short screw goes right there. All right, let's get it. So I got a screw in place right here. Let me tell you about the 2 ones up front here. Okay, they were missing to start with, but I found one to put in place. That should be enough because we've got the 2 corners there to put in as well. So that's where you're going to balance your front piece, put it back into place, and then put all the screws in reverse, what you took them out on. And once you do that, with everything being connected, you're good to go. All right, dryer's now put back together. We got it plugged in. I'll turn it on. Let's go with, I hit time dry, temperature, and beep, all that good stuff. Bump that up a little bit. Push and hold. We'll let it run, make sure it's got heat and all that good stuff, and then we'll know that the repair itself is actually done. So we're going to let it run just for a few moments, but while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you like what you've seen so far and all the other videos that I've been doing and everything, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for the next ones that are coming up, and check out the profile if you're feeling generous, nice enough. There's also my Cash App in there too if you want to say thank you. But anyhow, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Drop your comments down below, and we'll make sure that we keep nice, wonderful appliance content coming to you from your favorite technician. Now, it's been running long enough. Let's have a little feel in here. And that, we have heat. You know what that means? This job is done. See you in the next video. Hope you liked it. Now remember, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the little bell icon, and every time I post something, you'll know it. Catch you next time.